The Falcons not hiring Bill Belichick, not hiring Mike Vrabel. They plan to hire Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris to be their new head coach. I threw out Morris's name sort of as a joke just a minute ago, but that's it. The Falcons' job no longer on the table for anybody anymore. Falcons hiring Morris.
So the Falcons chose Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick.
Wow. Oh, my God. And Slowick and Vrabel and everybody.
Loving, I can't say the word.
Okay.
What are we sitting through?
He did have 2 interviews with him.
Okay, What do you mean, what are we? You know what it is. You know what it is. Bill overplayed his hand. Bill wanted too much, and Arthur Blank is listening to...
Why'd they go with Raheem Morris?
Well, that part I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
But who cares about that part? It's the Bill part that I care about. I don't care who they hired instead of Bill. Bill overplayed his hand. And so
Wow.
He listened to yes men like Rich McKay and yes men like Terry Fontenot and everybody else, and he didn't hire him. And so, look, if the Falcons did it for the right reason, they looked at Bill Belichick his last 5 years. He hasn't won squat. He's never won a thing without Tom Brady. One playoff game back in 1994, ironically, against the Patriots. And so if they looked at it and said, that's not our guy, and they went with Raheem Morris, whatever, I would applaud them for that. If it's just Rich McKay was worried about losing power and he convinced Arthur Blank to not have Bill Belichick come in and change the whole organization, I think that's a bad reason. I wouldn't be listening to Rich McKay and Terry Fontenot. I just would be hesitant to give Bill that much power. And so, wow. So again, as I said earlier, all you Bill people out there who thought you could get multiple first-round picks and thought the Patriots were idiots for firing Bill, the resounding answer from the rest of the league, and I'm wrong about this because I thought Bill would get the Falcons job, the resounding answer from the rest of the league is they don't want Bill.
Damn.
They don't think he's that good, or at least they don't want him at his price.
I think it's the second part more so, his price, whether you grade that price as what he's asking for in salary or what he's asking for in control and personnel power.
The whole package, yeah.
Either way, I am dumbfounded. I am. I really thought that he was going to land with Atlanta and that we'd get it on, Friday, probably at the very end of our show. And I thought that if they weren't going to go with Bill, that they would go down the path of a Bobby Slowick, or I don't even know about Ben Johnson. I feel like he's really going to end up with Washington. But a Bobby Slowick can just say, hey, yeah, we want a coach who's going to be here for 10 years. We want a coach who's forward-thinking and is offensively minded. I'm very surprised.
Okay, so we asked this all day. What's Bill going to do? What's he going to do? What do you want him to do as a Patriots fan?
Now.
He's not getting the Atlanta job. It's done. Raheem Morris, Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, the whole league. Raheem Morris is the next Falcons coach. Bill Belichick is out in Atlanta. He's had no other interviews. He has no other interest unless Bill is waiting for Andy Reid to retire, which I can see Bill at the Super Bowl just shoving wings in Andy Reid's face. Or he knows something's going on in Buffalo. He's out. He doesn't have any options unless he's going to try to worm his way in Seattle or Washington or one of the other vacancies. Which
Seattle's going to fire their 72-year-old coach and hire another 72-year-old coach.
Yeah, that feels unlikely.
That would be something.
What's he going to do? And what happened to Bill? 617-779-7937. You can start to weigh in there. Arkan, I can't believe they're going with Raheem Morris over Bill, but I want to try to keep it to Bill. I think that's what it is. He wanted too much power. He hasn't been good enough without Brady or specifically last year. And so the Falcons buckled. I mean, I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, seems that way.
I'm surprised they actually did, but I think it's as simple as that.
I'm also surprised they went with him over Vrabel. I mean, when Vrabel and Belichick both were out, everybody said, those guys are not going to be out of a job for very long. Those two guys are going to get snapped up really quick. You watch Vrabel, people are going to be banging down his door. Bill Belichick, greatest of all time. He can go wherever he wants. All these teams are going to want him. And, I mean, there's 2 teams left. There's 2 teams left. And I don't think either of them are going to get Bill Belichick. One of them might get Vrabel. I mean, I still think he'll get a job, but I'm surprised it's taken him so long to find one, too.
Okay, so what's your reaction? Bill Belichick not getting the job in Atlanta. They chose Raheem Morris. There's only 2 more openings. I don't think Bill's getting Washington or Seattle. So what's he going to do? What do you want him to do? Retire forever? Take a year off? Go do TV? Beg for his job? He may have to beg for his job back here in New England. What do you want him to do? And where are the Bill people, again, who said the whole league would be lining up and giving up first-round picks? 617-779-7937. We will get to you. A lot of you lining up and a lot of you already waiting patiently. We'll get to you next.